Oh, what's going on? It's your man James with the I Just Think Different podcast, man. Yup. Back again with another week. I Just Think Different podcast, and I got my man Harold with me once again. It's Kappa time, man. You know, that's C-A-P-A, 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 C-A. Hey, that's Kappa time for y'all. All right, man, look, check it out. We're here today. How was it? How was your day today, man?
My brother, man, I'm happy you asked, man. It was another blessed day. I got up, I had to have a little phone meeting, fax some paperwork to Sacramento, trying to get a couple dollars or whatever. Went to the beach, did my little meditation, had me some sushi and some chili cheese chips, and a little chocolate chip cookie. Uh, checked in with wifey real quick. You know what I mean? I stopped by the school. She didn't know I was there though, because she was teaching. And I dropped off some of that new hire paperwork. Just dipped in and dipped out. And then I was downtown here and just posted up on my trunk. You know what I mean? Sipping on a little something, and then she hit me back. She said, "Well, I need to go downtown too." So she came and met me. We did a little quick grocery shopping. She went to go pick up a check for the elementary school, which is always lovely.
Yeah.
And then we came back home, man, and she made some pasta, you know what I mean, with the little marinara and some sausage, and you know what I'm saying. So it was a good day, brother. Okay.
Oh, man, well, that's good to hear, man. It's always
Yes,
good
sir.
to hear somebody having a good day, man.
My
My day
question
was
for
good
you is
as
how
well.
was your day? Because I
My,
know you and the wifey did some things, right?
my day was well, man. My day was well spent with the missus for sure. We went
Mm-hmm.
out, we had a good time. We spent some quality, valuable time together. And now, since my dog been home all day, he trying to get his time in too. So he barking it up, bringing toys to me, and trying to get me to play. But he don't understand. I'm live, so he got to calm down, man.
Yeah,
Hershey in
we
the mix.
live.
Yeah, he might just jump on my lap right now. You know, that's how he get down. And he
Yes,
done been
sir.
on a couple casts now, hiding out on the green screen.
I think I saw the pic from one of yours on your channel. I did see a dog in the picture. I was like, oh, okay, that must be his
Yeah,
pup.
yeah, he'll jump up here, man. That's how he get down. So, man, let me ask you,
What's happening?
what's on your mind, man?
You know what, man? I think we talked about this last time, and I think that it's just serendipitous that you spend a day with your wife. Obviously every day I spend a day, some time with mine. I think maybe we should get into romantic relationships, man. However you want to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Because we all adults, and I feel like most adults are with somebody, in some way. So let's talk about it, brother.
Okay. All right, what you want to talk about it, man? Well, let's talk about it.
Um, I mean, I don't want to get too personal with you, but I know you said you was spending some time today. Like maybe just what y'all do, man. Y'all go out and break bread, or, you know.
Man, actually, we went out and did a couple of return items and also picked up some items, you know. And then we had lunch, lunch or dinner, I would say. Well, I didn't really, uh, you know, eat much at all at that situation, man, because
Mhm.
I was bigging up this restaurant and I liked it when I went in the past, but this was our first time going together, and it wasn't a good situation from the start. Like our table was a little rocky, and I was in the front of the spot. Then after that, they took
Okay.
us all the way to the back of the spot where still nobody really knew where we was at,
Mhm.
and just the whole move from that was just like, nope, my burger came out not, you know, right, but that's all cool, man. I'm cool with it. The important thing was spending quality time with my wife, which was much
Hmm.
needed and enjoyed, man. So I appreciate that time.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes we don't really take that into consideration or value that time, even though it don't seem like it's valued or not. But you gotta value time of being with your loved one for sure. And in my particular case, my wife. So I should definitely be showering my wife with love.
Yeah, man. I'm imperfect for surely. And like I said, like commitment wise, me and my wife been together going on 2 years. We was homies, lovers, and friends before that or whatever. But that time thing is big because there are times when I think like you know because she real simple with it. Like she'll just want to watch a TV show for an hour, you know what I mean, or like start a movie because she go to bed early. So she just wants to start it. She'll fall asleep. And I remember when we first started dating, I'll be like, man, I'm trying to do this or that. Like I'm trying to write, I'm trying to do music or whatever. And like I wasn't like valuing just that little bit. Like I wasn't stretching, you know. Like I can give you an hour. You just want to watch TV. What's the big deal? You know what I mean? But like I feel like we both, especially that she even said something to me yesterday. She was just like, I really appreciate where we are now. Like in that we we've gotten to this spot. It's almost like the mountaintop, and it doesn't happen overnight, but I feel like we got there. You know what I mean? It's like I know her, and she for surely knows me. So you know,
Oh
we
no,
figured
that's
that out.
always a good thing when equally yoked would be the good word, right?
What's that, brother?
Equally yoked would be the word.
Mm, okay, yeah, I like that.
In sync and balance with each other, you know. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
it does take that communication and it takes time. It takes willingness and understanding to, again, same thing from last time, letting go of ego, and also take somebody
Hmm.
going over that threshold of that on either spectrum of a relationship, you know, like it has to be somebody that has that, like, you know what, I know you ticking me off, you pissing me off, you doing some things that I don't like and I agree with, but
Hmm.
I'm gonna eat all that and still be here and take that path. I'm not gonna let what you're saying affect what's going on right now because I know at the end we got a greater cause. I know right now you're just trying to get me there,
Right.
and you know I know that at the end of the cause, because what you'll learn in those type of scenarios is happening in real time in the world. Is people at your job challenge you every day, and you
Yes.
want to say something, but when you done built up the sauce, you could just, hey man, I'm not even hearing it today, and you ain't got to go off on no coworker. You don't have to worry about making yourself look crazy in front of people. You don't have to worry about somebody take you to court for some type of charge for what people might try to get you on all the time just
Hmm.
because they really poking their finger at you. They wanting that action. I want to go to court. Come on,
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
Just
you just when you just
yeah, I don't mind court. That just be practice for me. Um, but no, just something that you mentioned. In terms of coming home, uh, and my wife and I had a conversation about this a while back, man. And a while back now was like 3 weeks. You know what I mean? The days are so long and wonderful. But like before somebody comes home, they should do something to like kind of relax. You know what I mean? Like I know like OGs, like them older brothers, before they went home. I think Chris Rock had a bit about this. He was saying like they smoke something, or they go to the bar real quick and get a little drink, or they go for a drive or a walk, like before they go home. Because whatever happens at work, sometimes, man, like it could really, especially for us, you know what I mean, especially being black men, you know what I'm saying, it could really irritate you. So before you go home and you unload on your loved one, your queen, it's like maybe I need to do something to just kind of relax. So when I come home, I'm not angry, and you know what I mean? Because to me, the home is supposed to be the sacred space. Like that's headquarters. It's supposed to be very mellow, very chill, And so I was telling my wife, because she's, you know, the school is like 3 minutes away, bruh. So she just hop in the car and then she home. So like, if the kids stressed her out, the students or whatever, it's like we were talking about it. We had a few conversations. It's like, yeah, baby, before you come home, like maybe you need to go for a walk, take a drive, or listen to a podcast that you love, just like something, so you don't come in the house with that tension. Like just a suggestion, you feel me? And you know, we that's what we do because yeah, we really want to keep this space sacred and comfortable. You know what I mean?
Now, when you saying coming home with that energy
Mm-hmm.
and different mindset, let's break that down a little bit. What does that really be in the real world in real time? Like, what could be just so going on in the world that now I gotta bring that energy home, and I gotta bring this energy home to work. Now, a lot of people bring it to work. When people get to work, they're all messed up. Hey, yo, it's relationships there at work where
Mm-hmm.
that's all there is. That's what we got. We gotta have a relationship because we gotta sit here and have communication to work together when we build it,
Right.
man. So, but you coming in here from the outside with all this stuff is affecting our job flow. You
Mm-hmm.
coming into the household with outside issues is affecting the inside, and you
Right.
building them in the inside is again affecting the outside. So again, accountability on all sides, but
Mm-hmm.
you definitely nailing something when it's better examined from a wide-eyed perspective. For instance, like that steam that need to be blowed off when you come home. For instance, what if
Mm-hmm.
the steam wasn't blowed off, but when you came home, you gave your wife full on attention where like you just started to massage her shoulders and ask her about her day and
You
just go
you went
straight
exactly
into
where I was
just
finna go.
go
Yeah,
straight
you
into
went
just
exactly where I
bigging
was
her
finna
up.
go.
And so what that is just immediately going into a situation with
Mm-hmm.
positive energy. Do I do that? Not all the time. Have I done that? Yes. Should I do that every day? I should. That's something that should be practiced every day.
Ain't
I
nobody
should wake
perfect,
up
my
and
brother.
put all of my energy into uplifting my wife, because when she's at her highest point, then we function together because we are connected together, right? So if I'm
Exactly.
getting my
Yeah.
connection started up, boosted, and I'm
Yeah.
boosting it, then we should also boost, have a good day. Why? Because God got us. So that's the real connect between it all, and got us all triangularly connected here. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel you. Maybe that I guess what I was saying before in terms of taking a break or whatever before you go home. I guess I was speaking more from my perspective. Like that's something that I try to do, uh, but I can give it to you like from her perspective. Like once she's done with work, she wants to be home. You know what I mean? Like immediately, and I get that. And everybody has a different process, so that's why like I really been um, conscientious of this lately. Is like I know that she can't relax unless the house is clean, our dogs are taken care of and fed. Like, you know what I mean? Like for her, it's out of sight, out of mind. So I try to not try because trying leads to failure, as my auntie Karen would say. But
hmm,
I make sure I know when she's coming home. I make sure the house is clean. And I make sure that, I have something ready for her, whether it's a snack, whether it's a little something to sip on, you know what I mean? Just because I know she wants to be home. And then, like you were saying, whether it's a little massage or it's like whatever, I guess the point is you got to know your partner. Like, whatever's specific to your partner is like what you need to do, you know what I mean? If you're available to do it, because it could just be 5, 10 minutes of your attention and your love, and everything could be cool for the rest of the evening. But when we disregard the person that we with because we in our own head or our own mind, man, like that just leads to tension in the relationship. And the truth is, it's a partnership, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like we all have needs, we all have desires, and we all have um, non-negotiables. And so when you with somebody, you got to take all that into consideration. And You can still disagree, but you got to communicate those disagreements respectfully. You feel me?
Right. I think the root of what gets missed in that, or the root of what's going on in that situation, is the affection, just positive affection and love. That positive affection and that love connection
Hmm.
sealed together creates a better bond, because it's like no one feels like they're on the outside. And you know, that's what's been uh, getting nailed across to me. So that's what
Hmm.
I have to focus on and get on to, as we did today. So now every day is a practice of, giving that. In my mind, how things, just
Hmm.
me, just I is that just being in presence is the time, and the things, being in
Yeah,
presence of is time, but not looked at it as like just because
hmm
I'm here, you like appreciate me being here, but like us being in the same room is spending time. Like if we want to pull out a ball, let's pull out a ball. We do want to do jumping jacks, let's do jumping jacks. Like
I
they
want to
would,
play some 20
yo,
foot. You
no,
know,
whatever. Like I
where
mean,
your
it's
jump
no,
shot at,
it's no
girl?
disagreement to not do anything, but there
Right.
also is no suggestion to do anything. I think what's looked at is the time spent. It wants to come with some sort of a plan or some type of thing. So again, from a partner's perspective, you should definitely know your mate and have some type of thing that they like to do ready, available, or accessible at a
Yeah.
time to that it's a go-to move, or you
Hmm.
have to be able to come up with something new and fresh to do to keep things. That's why people say, yeah, go out and spend some time and get out. Yeah, I get that, partner. I get it. You can have
Right.
fresh, but I'm also core rooted to know that if all we had was this cardboard box and we was outside getting rained on, I'm cool with doing the 1-2 step in this box too, cause we rocking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I get it. We not in the box. Let's make it better. We gotta get in tune with what, you know making a household a complete home by knowing the structure of it. And how do you know the structure of it? Knowing your woman, knowing your wife, boosting her up and giving her the best tools necessary to go out there in the world and be successful, because she is a representation of us. And we are a partnership, and likewise on the other side we have to
Well,
do our part.
like the way I feel, man. I guess it's just a matter of perspective because and I don't think that I'm alone in this, but I feel really blessed that a wonderful, um, intelligent, educated, and maybe most importantly, like empathetic and compassionate woman actually wanted to spend her life with me. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that we were friends before, it's like I really I put myself in the mindset like this my home girl. You know what I mean? Like that's how I do it. Because when I think about like my home girl Yvonne from middle school. We still homies to this day. Like I do anything for Yvonne. I die for her. I might do some other things. You feel me? If somebody disrespect her, but that's how I look at my wife too. It's like when I put myself in that mind frame, it ain't even like I want to tell her what to do. It's more like I'm just appreciative that I'm there for her journey because we all growing. You feel me? Like Cassandra's earning her doctorate at State right now. You know what I'm saying? And like, of course, she's a teacher. She's a board member at Close Pride in Having Bay. Like I think she's still working with the NAACP. Like she just does so much. You feel me? And I get to be like a very close audience member to that. It's like I'm front row. You know what I mean? So I'm just appreciative that I get to be so close to somebody who's so phenomenal. And we talked about this before. It's like I don't tell her what to do. You feel me? Like she actually asks me for advice. Like she'll be like, "Hey, this is what's going on at work, or this is what's going on in the organization. Like, what would you do?" You know what I'm saying? And that's I don't know, man. I'm just enjoying this shit. Like I don't know. It's weird, bro. It's
How
like
long you been married again?
I mean, it's only been official since like September, man.
Yeah, see, and you've been with her a while. See,
Yeah,
so
a
it
couple
doesn't.
years.
But
Yeah.
does the title marriage feel different than just already being with the person? Let me ask you that.
Nah, it don't feel no different. I remember my teacher friend, our teacher friend, because she was in our credential program, SF State too, Chrissy Arrangio. Uh, we went to her marriage to her husband Mike during the pandemic. It was up in where was it? It was near Fort Bragg. Um, and I was asking her after the ceremony, like, does it feel different? She was like, man, we've been together, living together for like 5, 6 years. Hell no, it ain't different. Like, I don't feel different, but I will say this though, if I don't know. You know what? I don't care how it sounds. It feel good when she be like, "Oh, this is my husband." Like when we in public and she introduced me to somebody, that shit feel good. I'll be like, "Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right." You know what I mean? And I'm like, "That's my wife." It feels good, bro. It's like as a child of divorce, you know what I'm saying? Like it feel good, man. Because
Well,
it's like I'm gonna do everything that I have to make sure this shit work. Because I really love her, and I know the feeling is mutual. You know what I mean?
well, well. I guess I will lead right into more detail about the day. Really went to go get my ring,
Okay,
checked out.
okay.
Made
Yeah.
it checked out like it's supposed to. The 6 month checkup or yearly
Hmm.
thing now, cause it's that time. So,
Keep going, brother. I'm gonna refill my cup real quick. Keep going. I'm listening.
oh, about to mix it up. That's one thing I should have got. Let me get a beverage. I'll pause for the show and I'll hit this, and it ain't gonna take this much time. So be back
But
in
what's up?
real time. Let's go.
How long? What you want to do?
Hey, I'm back. Yep. Short intermission, man. Had to go get some water. Real talk, man. I was really parched and thirsty. And Hershey keeps trying to get in my freaking lap while I'm live, man. Hershey's my dog, for those that don't know. And just if you stopped in and you listening, thank you for coming by the I Just Think Different podcast. I am your host, James, of the I Just Think Different podcast. And you are listening to me talking with my man Harold here from California, man. I'm over here in Pennsylvania. We call that Kappa time, CAPA Kappa time. That's why we call it that, you know. So I just came back, waiting on him to come back. But in the meantime, I like to thank all the listeners that I have out there. I'm surprised that to see all the support from the United States and overseas, man. So other people that's listening in other countries, that's amazing there. And everybody that supported domestically over here in the States. Big shout out to Michigan, Texas, and Pennsylvania, man. Heavy support in those areas. So thank you for listening. Applause just keep going for you. Harold, man, you back.
Oh yeah, man. Back and black. What's happening?
What's going on, man? So,
Oh, let me
uh,
get my cup. It's just
married men talking here. I mean, you talking
Mhm.
about relationships.
Yes, sir.
More specifically, I guess we go back and forth of talking about our particular marriages. And
Right.
I generally speak on relationships in a wide spectrum. I'll dip in and talk about my own personal one for a minute and
Mhm.
elaborate on, like I said today, it's a good one, man. Shout out to Sony hooked me up today with a good email. They sent me
Is that right?
yeah, they sent me a good email, man. So
Okay,
I was I,
okay.
I was able to uh be 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 thanked in that email. You know, I thank them for that gracious email that they sent me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know, man,
This this this
you
great
doing your thing, brother.
this great bundle that's coming. You know what I'm saying? Great.
Hey, that's real cool,
Yeah, you
brother.
know what I'm saying? Oh
Congratulations. I hear
man,
that.
been waiting years, man. So then when it's come from the source, man, and tell you that all you gotta do is just sit back and wait, man. You ain't gotta, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
Go extreme with it, man. You just sit
Patience
back,
and
man.
prayers,
You
brother.
just,
That's it.
yeah, that's what it is, man. So thank you, the ones I was a part of making that happen. You know, I appreciate
hmm
that, man.
Shit, you about to
Definitely.
make me kick my feet up, brother. I'm about to kick my feet up. Let me get comfortable, man.
Man, I'm telling you, man, if I could pull this out widescreen, man, you can see Hershey over here constantly just trying to jump into this chair, man, trying to get into my lap, man. That's what he does. And he tried to give me this little look.
Hey,
But
you know what, man? Hey, shout out to Hershey, first of all. I don't know if we could do this because you would know, but if we could actually get people that could call in, bro, that would be the move. Like people that's watching, if they could actually call, so we could talk to them.
yeah, they can actually do that.
Is it like right now they can do that?
They can do that right now.
Ooh, how do I? Let me. How do I share that? Oh wait, no. If they on the live right now, they can just call in.
Yeah, hold on. Let me find that for you real quick.
I'm
Let me
finna
see.
say,
I think
I'm gonna
that
tell
I think I
a couple
still
people.
I believe I got this. I believe I got this.
Ooh,
I believe it's 717 uh 8318388.
717-831-8388.
Mhm. Let's see if that works, man. Let's see if somebody call in and we'll throw them on if that's what's going
All
on,
right,
man.
I'm sending text right now. Let's
Okay,
see if
cool.
see if that works.
Well, there it is, live and direct, man. You can call in, video in, chime in. Where we at, man? Put this link up. Let me see. Put it out there.
Oh man, I'm sending text right now. All right, I got my five. Shout out to the mighty Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I got one of my
Oh,
five.
you got some real Kappas coming up in here.
Yeah, I got one of my
Okay.
brothers listening right now, man. Appreciate it. You
Okay.
know what it is, man. No salute, brother. Salute to you, man. Couldn't do it without you, man.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Shout out to all the fraternal brothers out there. Felt
And
like
since
I
we
was
on
a.
it, man, because I don't really have much opportunity to do it, especially publicly. But shout out to them Phantom Chapter boys, man. My LBs, California State University, Militia,
Yeah.
22K12, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Crossing burning sands together, brother. I got y'all for life, man. I see one of my brothers, Rashad, is out there doing his thing in the music industry. I see you, brother. I ain't said nothing, but I see you online. I see you shining. You feel me?
Yeah, man. So, yeah, shout out to everybody. that's out there. That's again one of the reasons for my particular podcast. I just think different podcast, man. Bridging the gap between people and bringing people together, man, to have a conversation to keep things going, man. So how will we know if we don't ever
Yes,
ask and
sir.
have the conversation? And we gotta have everybody be a part of that to have that conversation, man. Humans involved. That's how we evolve to have the conversation, you
Hmm.
know. And you don't have to get your heavy feelings involved. There can be some real facts and truth presented to you from a way that you might have never thought before. You just have to see through it a little bit more, and you also have to keep God first in the mix. You gotta have that foundation. That's
Yes, sir.
that's what's gonna break you through. You gotta have that. First of all, you gotta have that root. You gotta have that. You could go out here and do it on your own. That's cool. You could do it on your own, and I'm not knocking you for doing it on your own. A lot of people feel you probably do it on your own every day, but you know, as you doing it, just do it positive. Just don't let negative interfere with what you're doing positive. If you're doing it alone, do it to the max positive.
Well, I got a little, if I may interject,
Go
I
ahead.
have, I got something on that because this is something I've been thinking about for years. Is like, at least for me, there's really no such thing as a self-made person. You know what I mean? Like, who
That's
is
correct.
born and just gets it from infancy to when they adult? Like, nah, bro. Like, even, I mean, let's just keep it all the way real, right? And this is the Vallejo in me. Even if you a hustler and you out there bagging in bags, bro, somebody got to buy it. So how are you self-made? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody got to pay you for them things. So I guess the interconnectedness, the fact that we all need each other. You know what I mean? Like nobody, to me, like no one's self-made. I understand you got to have grit and you gotta have grind and you got to do a lot of things yourself. I get that, but I'm just saying at the end of the day, like we actually need each other maybe more than we want to admit. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's just one of them philosophies that I kind of want to respectfully challenge. It's like
I feel like don't nobody want to
not
help
really
nobody ain't
saying,
being
but
helped. Nobody want to help nobody
say
that's
that
not
again,
helping
bro.
themselves. I feel like no one wants to help no one that's helping themselves. It's like faith without work is dead. It's that same hookup. It's like
Right,
if
right.
you're not willing to put effort or work in, how do you expect me to assist when you're not even showing that this is something that you even want? So you want me to give my time and my effort to help,
Right.
but you're not willing to do it yourself. Then get mad when I'm not giving you what you won't even put in yourself. That's usually what happens, how people feel.
I think that's real, man. And I think that um, something just happens, at least for me, like things just really started clicking like after I was like 31, 32. You know what I mean? Like, and not to say that I'm at my plateau or peak, because I got some lofty goals, man. This is just the beginning, but I do feel like it wasn't until I was like in my early 30s that I started seeing things like probably the way that my mentors had always wanted me to see them. It's like if a person doesn't believe in themselves, then like how can someone else really believe in them? You know what I mean? Like we want to help people get to that point, but believe in yourself is like everything, bro. Like you got to be able to walk through that valley yourself, even when no, because there's gonna be points where you might be alone, or at least seemingly alone, where like nobody supports you and you don't really see nobody, helping you out. But like if you can believe in yourself, then that means that you can surmount those obstacles. Like you can go through those peaks and valleys, and when you come out on the other side, there's gonna be, I would say, a multitude of people that's like, damn, you was doing it yourself, so we can definitely help you. You know what does that make sense?
Yeah, that's usually again what people want to see. They want to see your own effort. But again, what happens to that person that has all that effort snatched out of them because of whatever lifestyle that they was brought up in, and they just don't have nothing left, dog. All that stuff you talking has been erased for me, dog. I need help.
Well, give me an
How I get that
example.
person? So that person just don't believe in nothing. They don't know nothing, dog. My past is messed up. You don't know what I've been through, and everything is a struggle for me. And it seems like everything that this person
Okay,
doing is a
okay.
screw up. However, you gotta be the one that's because you're breaking. You have to get through and break to that person. So you're breaking through to them by telling them XYZ. Hey man, what I'm saying is the simple fact you gotta have enough love in you to want to give to them to be able to help them when you can't understand they can't get past whatever is blocking them. You get what I'm
You know
saying?
what? I got something for you. I got an idea. And I'm going to preface this first. Okay. So, my mother, right? I don't have a problem shouting names. So I ain't got nothing to be scared of. My mother is Dr. Deborah G. Blue. My mother was the first in her family to go to college, as far as I know. She got her PhD when she was 26 years old. Like, she went to college at 18 and she didn't look back. She got her PhD at 26. I couldn't even do that. My mom was a teacher, a professor, a community college president. She retired a chancellor of community college district, state center in Fresno. Um, when I was growing up, my mom, like if I had questions about things, she would just give me a book. Like she wouldn't even explain nothing. You know what I mean? Like she basically, I think she was teaching me self-reliance. Like when my parents got divorced, I tried to talk to my mom about it. She bought me a book called "What Happens When Your Parents Divorce," and I remember it because the you know South Park, how it's like paper cutouts of the characters. I remember because that's how that book was. It was like paper cutouts. When I asked her how babies were made, it was a similar book. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she made me read. She actually gave me sorry to go off on a tangent, but she gave me a copy of the United States Constitution when I was 7 years old. And I don't even remember why she did it, but she gave it to me. And I guess that's why it's so near and dear to my heart because I was 7 and it imprinted on my psyche and on my spirit. I read that cover to cover several times. Um, but the point I'm trying to make is like, I think instead of trying to save people or like trying to teach people, I think that what we could do is offer some sort of resource. So I understand like not everybody reads, right? Not because they can't, but maybe they're just not there. But there's audiobooks now. You know what I mean? Like there's video, audio. You feel what I'm saying? Like instead of us trying to be a savior to somebody, like why don't we instead give them resources? Like why don't you watch this documentary? You know what I mean? Or like why don't you listen to this pod? Or here's a book. You feel me? Because I learned just as much from my family. I learned just as much from them. I'm sorry, I learned just as much from my heroes as I did for them. Like I read Malcolm, I read Huey P. Newton, like I read Barack Obama's books. Like I read. You understand what I'm saying? It's almost like if you give people stories of others that are resilient, stories of people that went through more
Yeah,
than they
some of the
went through.
similar struggle, or
Like when
just
it
a
comes to like,
struggle, you
well,
know.
just like I'm almost done with this point, bro. I promise. But it's like when I think about like Tupac and like Eminem, bro. Um, when I was young and I was like suicidal, there were three songs I always listened to by Pac. I listened to "Shed So Many Tears," "Only God Can Judge Me," and "Hold On, Be Strong." And no matter what I was going through, I listened to those three songs back to back, and it just made me realize, like, it woke me up, like, damn, no matter what I'm going through, what Pac went through was 100 times more. It was worse. So if he could get through that, then this little stuff I'm going through, I'm gonna be okay. And then of course with Eminem, it's almost like the similar thing. Like when he talks about his upbringing and talks about what he went through, it's like you feel what I'm saying? It's almost like we got to give people instead of trying to give people advice. Why don't we give them examples of people that actually went through maybe even worse things and they became quote unquote successful? It's like if they could do it, you could do it too. Like that's the point. If someone else could do it, that means it's possible, which means that you can get through it. You feel me?
Yeah, it's a perfect point, man. I- Flowers, man. There you go. That was a good point, man. Give people examples instead of trying to teach them. You can just show somebody a book, man. Pull up on them and tell them, hey, man, go read such and such. All right, here's a book. Boom.
You know,
Here's some
watch this
information.
movie, watch
Watch
this
this movie,
documentary. You
documentary.
know,
Here, let me show you.
watch
Instead of, hey,
watch
young
X
man,
by
stop
Spike
doing
Lee.
that.
Watch that. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like, you know.
yeah. Give examples, man. I'm with it, man. I'm with it 100%. And again, that's a part of relationships. Building
Yes.
relationships. That
Yes.
that that is what it's all about. That is what that person need. They got to be built up because I everything I was built on was tore down. You're giving me hope because you're giving me this information to go talk to XYZ. You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying? Without you even acknowledging that I existed for you to be concerned about even giving me help.
Hmm.
I'm thankful that you came along and even gave me that. You see what I'm saying? When a person's not, they don't get it. They like, man, I done gave you 10,000 books. I done told you 10,000 times. At this point, bro, you not getting it. You like, you know what I'm saying? And now that person feel like they are
Oh my
clearly wasting their
goodness, bro.
time on trying to help somebody.
Well, see, that's the other thing, man. It's like, oh man, and I don't want to keep harping on this, but like, I swear, being a teacher, bro, especially a middle school teacher, like, it just taught me so much. It's like, like you talk about giving somebody a book, and it's like, that saying, like, lead a horse to water, can't make him drink, bro. Let me tell you something, man. Okay, when Barack was running for president, 2007. I came home to Vallejo. My mama had TiVoed. I think TiVoed the interview with him and Oprah, or TiVoed something, a speech, and she was like, "You need to pay attention to this brother." And I was dealing with my own stuff. I was, one foot in the streets or whatever. And but she was like, "You need to watch it." So I did. You know what I'm saying? After a couple of days, I watched it, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay, yeah, this okay." I see what she's saying. Yeah, this brother got something, right? And then she was like, "Yeah, he gonna be the next president." My stepdad didn't believe it. He was like, "Ain't gonna be no black president in our lifetime." Blah blah blah, all that, right? No disrespect to him, but that's how he felt. My mom was like, "Nope, he the next one. He the one." She got dreams from my father, and I got it over here. Is it over here? Or is it in storage? It might be up here on the shelf. But she gave me that book in 2007, bro. I didn't read it until 2010 in my apartment in Vallejo, right before I moved to LA to go to Dominguez Hills. And I read that book, brother, and like no cap, when I got towards the end, when he was talking about um, being the unmarked grave of his father in Kenya, like those last couple pages, I just started bawling, bro. And it was like uncontrollable. And because I had my own issues with my biological father leaving me and not having a relationship with him, and the words just touched me, bro. And I got to the end of the book, and I fell to my knees in my apartment, bro, and I was just bawling. And I ain't even gonna lie, I had somewhat of a religious, like spiritual experience. Like it's hard to explain. Some people might think I'm crazy, but like, anyways, I'm gonna write about it in my book. But I guess what I'm saying is like,
Well,
you cannot, you can't. None of us, like, we can't force anybody to change or force anybody to progress. Like I think what's most important is that we let people know that we love them, that we support them, that we're there for them. We provide resources, we provide advice, whether or not they're open to it, and then we just kind of step back and like keep an eye on them so we can love them and make sure nothing happens to them. But you got to let everybody go through their own journey, bro. You know what I mean? It's hard, but you can't change nobody anyway. Like that's just the truth of it. You can't. You know what I'm saying?
You changing by coming in contact with them, giving that information. Your life was changed when you got contacted with that book. And even though it got read at the time it was supposed to get read, like it didn't get read
Yeah,
immediately. You just
true.
said you read it
Yeah,
several years after the fact. So
3 years. Yeah,
then now you could think and say, man, if I'd have read it earlier, what I would have, you don't know. It happened when it was supposed to happen. And
right.
you had you a godly experience in the midst of it. You had you a real spiritual godly experience in the mix of
Hmm.
that. And that's something that only you can explain, that others that have felt something like that can empathize with. But when you go through what you done went through, something like that, that is what is the breakthrough and get you through, when you recognize like, nah, God really is real. Like this is
Exactly. Yeah,
a
man.
whole new different thing out here, man. This is
Hmm.
no, no. God is real. Like
Hmm.
this, cause I wasn't even trying to get up on none of this stuff that was going on. And this stuff spoke to me, and I wasn't even talking that talk. I wasn't even no Bibles, no nothing. And whoa, like one of those.
Telling you, man. Yeah,
That's when like that's what I'm telling you. God is real, man. It's legit, and just being that light and having these conversations, man, giving light and having these real life experiences, being able to be transparent, to be able to get those out is key, because it really does change lives for people who are going through similar things or really don't know how to express themselves. And I just try to give opportunity for those
hmm,
to try to get that out there, because I know what that feels like to feel in those type of situations. And I'm not going to sit up here and lie about any of it. I am 100% transparent and honest if asked. So like I'm giving it to it straight all the time on the I Just Think Different podcast, because I
oh,
just think
absolutely.
different.
I think that tagline. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like I just, maybe it's just how I was raised and my experiences as a kid. Like I'm just not impressed by job titles. I'm not impressed by money or prestige or celebrity. Like I like stories, man. I like when people, you know, give me some insight into who they are. Like that's when I really tune in. Like all that other stuff, I don't really care. Cause even as a kid, I was around some, quote unquote, like, highfalutin people. So none of that really matters to me. It's like, who are you at your core? You know what I mean? Like, what's your story? What's important to you? Like, you know, who who said something to you or mentored you, or you know what I mean? Like,
So
just the
you
real.
believe in this? You gotta have somebody that's just somebody. Again, like we said, you got to have a person to get whatever it is you got in you out. That person is either a confidant or a confidant, however you want to label this person, but it's still another source, another human being, or another. If you even write it out and never tell anybody, it still has to leave in a form, right? It just can't stay barred up as one point of energy. It has to transduce. It has to go into something else. It has to be written out, so now you can see it active, like the things I have written here. It has to be written out so someone can read it and say, man, this could be done. I could be this. It has to be shown so you can see how can be done. But I can't see, so I can hear it. I can hear what's going on. I can't see or hear, I gotta feel what's going on. I could be in a room, can't see, touch nothing, but I gotta feel the energy and the vibe. That's the thing. So the vibe in here, right? This ain't the spot. We gotta go. All right, cool. We can't be in this spot. That's real. All right. So, like, tapped into to senses and know what's going on about your whereabouts and being positive in a situation, you realize you control the light in the room. It could be very dark before you get there.
Mm,
So if we all had that mindset, we wouldn't have to worry about having a big ego. You already know you flying like one
You know
already.
what, bruh? I said that to my wife, and she just started giggling. I was like, "Yeah, I got that from King James." She was like, "Yeah, I kind of like that."
Man,
I was like, "Yeah,
it's
we were just on the pod, just whatever, that mouthpiece." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a
for
good
real,
one, bro.
man.
You might have to write that down somewhere, man.
It's written right in here on this podcast.
Uh, that's right. These
Written,
these verbal hieroglyphs, right?
yeah, man. Written right in real time, man.
Is
I
it
haven't
right?
went this many lives ever. So the simple fact that I am sitting here doing another live. This is the fourth week. This is another podcast of the year. This is episode 16 of the I Just Think Different podcast, right? Also, since I've said I would come on here every year and just sit here and talk, even if it's by myself, but Harold's been here in 3 weeks. He might get off, I might still go, depending on how I'm feeling and what's going on and what people out there talking about, what's going on in the world. Is anybody
Hey,
that got
we
anything
might
they
have to talk
feel that they want to
offline, bro.
say? Hmm?
We might have to talk. I said, not to cut you off, brother. We might have to talk offline, man. We could. I got some ideas, man. You know what I'm saying? We doing it every Monday. So, we might have to do a couple of things, make a couple things,
You was
official.
in the military, right?
No, sir. No, no, no. I'm the son of a disabled veteran of the Air Force, but I never served.
Never served. That's a
No,
good
sir.
question. Would you serve in the military?
Would I? It's possible.
It's possible, right?
Yeah,
But
it's possible.
the format of a military
Well, let me.
is still in my mind is defense, defense, defense. Because if I'm building up a team to get ready to do something, because
Well,
what
let
is
me. You
a
know what?
army or
You know what?
force if you're not training to do nothing? You just got a
You know
bunch of
what? Let
people
me take
standing
that
around,
back.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel you. It's possible, and that all things are possible, and at the same time, just based on private conversations that I had with my father growing up, and even with my mother, right, growing up, like I just don't think that that's my path. It's almost like my dad did that so I wouldn't have to. You understand me? It's
Right.
almost like he put that work in and he sacrificed, and he ended up disabled serving our country so that I wouldn't have to do that, so that I could, you know, go to school, so that I could go to a Ivy League university, um, so that I could do other things. So is it possible? Absolutely. But I mean, I think that, and no disrespect, because every time I meet somebody that served, and we actually have a conversation, I actually tell them like, "Thank you for your service," and I mean that because once again, I'm the son of a disabled veteran of the Air Force,
Definitely.
so it's real for me. It's not like a political thing. It's very very personal. Um, but I feel like he did that so that I wouldn't have to, and I'm appreciative of that. And when I was a kid, I wasn't. But as I have grown up and as I get older, I look back and I'm like, I have opportunities because of my parents' sacrifices. You understand? So, so yeah, it probably wouldn't happen, but regardless of anything, I know what the game is. I think I understand at least somewhat what's going on.
All right. Yeah, man. So being married and everything, how do you feel about your kids?
Well, we don't have any children yet, but we're hoping for a visit from the storks soon.
Yeah. So do you ever feel weird when somebody asks you if are you trying or when are y'all gonna have or when is it coming in?
Um, when it's people who aren't related, it's it's kind of funny. Like my sister-in-law's ex-husband was asking, and the way that he asked, it was just kind of, it threw me off a little bit because it felt like pressure. You know what I mean? But I think that's because he and my sister-in-law at the time were trying to have a kid, and so people that sometimes people that I don't want to say unconscious, but you know how people like be going through their own stuff and they try to force it on you, like
Yeah.
somehow. You feel what I'm saying? But no, my mother-in-law definitely she wants some grandbabies. She done told us she wants some grandbabies, and so I'm working on that, man.
Yeah. So, with that being said, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
I know we ain't supposed to assume or really have expectations, but I feel like these two situations right here, I feel like there is an expectation.
Mm.
What type of dad do you expect yourself to be versus the type of dad you want to be?
Wow, that's a loaded question, brother. Um, hmm. I want to be the type of father that is fully conscious of my parents because I had three. You feel me? I had my dad, my mom, and my stepdad, and I had my own experiences with all of them, and those experiences they're not all aware of. You know what I mean? Because I since the time I was like 4 or 5, like through high school, I had two homes. You feel me? So like, there's stuff that happened at my dad's house that my mom and stepdad ain't aware of. There's stuff that happened at my mom and stepdad's house that my dad ain't aware of. You feel me? How could they be? Right? It's two separate households, two different places in the bay. You feel me? Um, I guess I want to be the type of father that doesn't forget his childhood. Like I want to be better than my parents, and that's not a jab at them, brother. Like it's just you know those days when I was laying on the floor crying with snot bubbles because one of them beat me. You know what I mean? And I was sitting there crying, thinking like, if I ever have kids, I'm never gonna do this to them. You know what I mean? That's the type of father I want to be. To remember those moments. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to all the jewels that they gave me, all the things that they did positive or that I perceive as positive, like I want to pass that on. But the things that I think they could have done better, like I want to keep that in my mind. And that's the kind of father I want to be, man. Like I want to be the type of father that, you know, doesn't it doesn't act like I own my child because you don't. Like Baba Dick Gregory taught me this. Like children don't come from you, they come through you. Like they're their own person, right? Like they God's child. You feel me? So
Right.
I'm actually when I was a kid, man, like I was really like I'm when I say kid, I mean like late teens, early 20s. I was really scared. I was like, I don't think I want to be a father because I don't want to repeat the same pattern. But and maybe this is because I'm just with the right woman. I don't know, but like I'm like excited now, bro. Like I'm like, no, this is gonna be fun. Like I'm excited to see that my kids' development. I'm excited to see the type of person they become. I'm excited to be a support system for them instead of like telling them what to do. Instead, I want to be like, you know, a mentor. Kind of like when I was a teacher. It's like I don't want to tell you what to do, young man or young woman, but here's some, let me give you just a little advice. You feel me? And you can take it or leave it. Like I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna be the type of dad where like I'm gonna be like a personal assistant, bro. Like for real. Like they gonna be the boss, and I'm just gonna be.
Let me ask
I
you
can
this,
see it.
man.
I can see it now, bro. They gonna be giving me orders. So I'm gonna be like,
You think you
see
could be
your man.
that dad that have little specific games set up already, little games that you made by yourself. Like this is the dad time. You think you could be one of those dads talking about some I want time? Can I get time with my kid? Going to your kid talking about some dang can daddy get some little time? Can I want to spend some time with you. I want to love on you. And they like, man, go on, man. I just want to play with my my Joes, man. Or I want to play a
You
game,
know,
bro. Like,
you,
man, yo, like,
I can't
dang,
even call
dad,
it,
like,
bro.
sheesh, man.
I
Like,
can't call it, man, but you know what? And this is funny because my wife and I talk about this all the time. Like, are our kids gonna be like her or gonna be like me? And we just kind of like imagine and go through the scenarios. But I would imagine if one of our kids is like me, that's gonna mean he or she is like a naturally an introvert. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna want to do their own thing, and then I would be like I would feel blessed when they actually want to spend time with me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm cool with that. Like, go do you. You got to do whatever you got to do for you. But I'm here, and if you want to hang out, shoot, let's do it. You feel me?
yeah. You gonna take them to amusement parks and stuff like that, man? Or
Well, I worked at Marine World in Vallejo. Now it's Discovery Kingdom. But if you
yeah,
talk to anybody from V Town that's my age or older, we all at some point, most of us worked at Marine World. Um, Amusement parks, I mean, yeah, I guess you feel. I mean, I feel more
yeah.
like whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? But
I'll be honest.
I'd
I'm.
take them to Africa before I take them to Disneyland. That's for sure.
That sounds like a good idea for sure. I'm excited to, have kids, though it may not seem like it at times, man. I just know that it just happens when God make it available.
Right,
You know what I'm
right. I
saying?
think
So it's nothing I can do. Like I play a role, but outside of that, it's nothing I can do. But I believe we're gonna be phenomenal parents over here in the house, and definitely gonna set a new try to set a new type of a family ethic that can be carried on for some generations, and try to have something substantial for them to understand, like, hey, you placed here for a reason. You gotta find that purpose and get active on it, because
right.
dad wasted a lot of years uh, not using and fulfilling his purpose. But see, now you can backlog this footage. You can see how dad was pre-talking about you before you got here. So this is some awesome
Man,
stuff. This might be a new NFT, man. Speaking to my child that ain't here yet, so they go back to review and
hey,
be
there
like,
you
oh,
go,
dad,
brother.
oh
Hey,
man, might be some type of thing.
thinking about the future and our posterity, um, I just think immediately of comedian Craig Smith. Um, I think he's from Pasadena, if I'm not mistaken, but he has
Yeah,
a pod, and he says, what is his quote? He says, "There's safety in a multitude of counselors," which is deep and it's real. And so when I think about being a parent someday, hopefully someday soon, um, I think about like my mother and father-in-law. I think about my sisters. I think about my brother and my brother-in-law, Emil from Oakland. I think about people in my life who I love and who I trust who are parents. Because I've been an uncle several times over, man. I've been an uncle for years now, man. Like, that's my favorite job, if I'm being honest. And I feel like
that's what
I'm
I
not
always pride
concerned at
myself
all
on is being a
because
big uncle, man. So
I can talk to them. You feel me? Because they already been through it. So it's like if I'm having a challenge, I'll be like, "Hey, big bro, what do I do?" Christian and my sister, like, "What do I do?" You know what I'm saying? Talk to my mother and father-in-law, Pat, Bobby, like, give me some advice, and I know that they will. You feel me? So I'm not concerned at all, man. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah. All right, man. So we built on that. We built on speaking as parents, though we not. Oh, this is what I'll say. Okay. I'll lead into that. So,
Okay.
you said you like being an uncle. Being an
Yes, sir.
uncle is like having your own child, but it's not having your own child. So people that have kids say certain things to us and say, well, you will know different when you have your own. You will feel different when you have your own. And it's always to have your own. But I'm like, yo, I feel the way with my niece and nephew. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I
What you mean?
I feel for them. Like if like how sometimes people would say if something happened to a child, you would feel different when it happened to your child. I'm saying if something happened to my nephew and niece, it would be equal to me if it was my child, even though it ain't my child, because I can't see myself feeling no more weight for my own nephew and niece or any other child. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just
Well,
it's still a feeling. I guess I gotta have a kid to understand that feeling. But if that feeling don't come, and I be like, hey, I was waiting on that feeling that y'all was saying. Hey,
well, I mean, no, I do feel you, brother. I really do. I just think about my damn. I don't want to give too much personal information. How do I say this? Shout out to my nephew Ozar. I love baby boy. Um, that's my sister's firstborn, and okay, I'm not gonna go there. Let me just say this. My siblings know I got a screw loose, so you know what I mean. Like they share information with me on a need to know basis, because I'm like you know what I mean. If anybody hurts, one of my nieces or nephews, I'm liable to do something. So you know what I mean. But we blessed, and my siblings are really, really good parents, man, for real. So um, it's like I don't really have to worry about that. You feel me? Like I remember my nephew Kal-El. Kal-El, like Superman's real name. I got a nephew named Kal-El. That's my brother's son. He was having some challenges in school, and my brother, asked for my counsel because I'm an educator, and I gave him some advice. Like that's what I mean, kind of a thing. It's like I don't really worry about my nieces and nephews because my siblings is really like with the business. You feel me? So I ain't gonna let nothing happen to their kids. Um, but when it comes to the other stuff, yeah, they know if it's a problem, they can hit me up. But we ain't got to do all that because they good parents. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
yeah, it make great sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it make great sense. But moving forward, man, on relationship status, that we've already built. I feel like the biggest foundation that gets missed in outside of a marriage relationship. I'm more specifically talking about people relationships now, like coworkers and stuff like that. I want to
Okay.
get to the root of why is it so difficult for people to build that trust and have that trust. It seems like trust is a real hard thing for people to come in contact with because when you try to show somebody that you legit and you real, they'll still have in their own mind. Basically, you gotta prove they wrongs almost by not making a mistake. Cause the minute you do something wrong, it's like, oh yeah, I knew he was like that. When all of us make mistakes, right? So like any one of these things
True.
could have been anything, right? But getting to know somebody is getting past whatever you had of them and understanding how they move and how they operate and still moving forward in a positive manner to say, you know what, man, we may not agree on everything, but yo, I can still rock with this person and we can still get things done because that's what you do every day at work, not knowing how your coworker actually feel about you because they could be like,
Ooh,
hey, and then go home
okay.
and be like, man, I can't stand anymore every
Okay.
day.
Hey, bro. Okay. What's your question?
Well, I guess the real question is, how do you build that trust?
With a colleague or a
Period.
coworker?
In relationships, how do you build
Okay.
trust in relationships?
I got you. All right. I want to take a quick bathroom break, but I got you, and we can come back to that.
All
Is
right,
that
go
cool?
ahead and flush your system out, man. You
Yes,
know
sir.
what I'm saying? In the meantime, I let this ride. Again, man, this is James with the I Just Think Different podcast, man. Once again, James, I Just Think Different podcast. I'm trying to give you 52 shows. I'm trying to give you a show a week, maybe even more, man. I might just drop in and do something like this. I might just drop a freestyle or something like that. I was about to do it then. It would have been perfect timing, man. It'd have been right. Just come on then, man. Just hop on. We just throw a beat on. Hey, any producer, anybody make a beat. We just throw it on, man. You want to have a cipher? You want to do the online cipher, man? Come to the I Just Think Different podcast, man. We'll throw it on. Just line the people up. Y'all want to spit, say who the code is. If you sing R&B, hey, country music, whatever. You got some vocal talent and you just want to show it off, man, or you just want to swing by and say hi, you can do that on the I Just Think Different podcast, man. Once again, I'm your host, James. Thank you for vibing with me. I'm about to get Harold back up here in a second, man. We about to get it in, man. I hope y'all ready. Yeah. He ain't here yet. But I'm still rolling, man. So this coming week, I still want to put the show together for mothers in America. If you a mother in the United States or the world, I ain't even mean mothers in America, but just mothers in general. If you're a mom and you would like to be on the I Just Think Different podcast, you can leave a comment, or you can just email the I Just Think Different podcast at gmail.com. Once again, you can email the I Just Think Different podcast at gmail.com if you would like to be a part of the show, Mothers in the World. That's what I'm going to call it, finally. Mothers in the World. If you're a mother in all shape or form, if you've birthed a human being, then I want you to come by and give the world your experiences and how no and what abouts and ups and downs of being a mom and parental values. That's what I want. Because I want, us to spread that information, man. Teach one, reach one, teach one. We can pass the information along on how to become better. I'm not a parent myself, but I would like to talk to parents. Once again, I'm still trying to get the real estate. We trying to get real estate up in here. If you got real estate going on, if you know the ins and outs of real estate, you want to get on, we're going to get that. I got somebody for that, but I want to add some more people on there. So again, if you in real estate and you want to be a part of that, just let me know, and we can be moving forward with that. Also, once again, I would like to thank everybody listening, because you didn't have to come listen to this or watch this live or be a part of anything that I Just Think Different got going on, but you did. So I appreciate you coming by and hanging out with me and Harold for a little bit, maybe even just me right now solo, just like I am for a second. But we go get things back moving here in a little bit whenever Harold get back in the room. But for now, once again, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. So here Harold, he coming back in, and we getting into what it is about truth and building that honesty and that trust in a person, man. So how do we build trust and the foundation in the person, man? Because at the end of the day, it's said that you can be around a person 50 years, however many years, and never even know a person, and they do something and you're like, oh, their true colors came out. Well, how was that their true colors when you said you didn't even know them? You didn't know what color was coming out because you didn't know. So, you can't say their true colors came out. Like, what was that? I feel like if you felt that true color came out, you should address that true color in true form and say, hey, man, this is what we had to disconnect. Let's build and work on this foundation to see how we can move around this and move forward and gain a more positive outtake, because where we going with it ain't moving good at all. So we always want the best positive outcome, though if it don't come, then, hey, man, sometimes, hey, things have to go the way they go. I can't control that. Life controls itself, but you definitely want to put the best, up.
Prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
The homegirl just texted me. She was like, I love what y'all doing. Great conversation. That was one of the folks I told to call in, but she's a teacher, so she said, I gotta go. Shout out, Miss San Francisco.
Yeah, thank you for watching the Bay Area. It's in there, man.
Bay Area.
Man, I gotta get up there, man. I gotta get up there, definitely. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. My vision of the Bay is my screensaver on Apple TV. And Full House, man, that was the real intro, man. I'll be honest with you. San Francisco Full House was my joint. What kind of breakfast they got?
Whatever kind you want.
I ain't really a breakfast man, man. Breakfast really tear me up in the morning. I can eat breakfast anytime though. I don't have to be in the morning. But that style of food, I can eat right now. You know what I'm saying?
Me, I'm talking about the greenery for the scenery.
Oh, see, I ain't hear that. Now I hear you. Now I'm with you, man. I got you. Yeah, flower shopping. That's all, flower shopping.
That's it, man. We florists.
Bouquets, man. Bouquets, yeah.
You got what you need.
They got it all, man. So once again, man, go ahead and break that down, man. How can we get that trust? How can we build that trust in relationships? Because it seems to get lost, man. Nobody really knows how to really honor that trust. And what is it really, though? Because if I say I trusted you and you did something wrong, is that to say you, just because I trusted you, I was never supposed to do, humans make mistakes, man. We make mistakes. So, it may not be necessarily a trust issue. It just might be a miscommunication issue where you might have thought we was on the same page, but you was in the library and I was in the parking lot.
Man, that they say like live each day like it's solitary or whatever. Like live each day as if it stands alone. That's some real stuff because it does. You know what I mean? I really try to live in the moment and live in today. Like, of course, we all have our past experiences, and if you solid mentally, you can remember a lot of those things, especially the life lessons. But honestly, man, like I'm living for today. You feel me? Like I'm naturally a strategist, so I got plans for tomorrow and 10, 20 years from now. But the truth is, man, I'm just living in the moment, bro. Like I'm just living for today. So I'm not really concerned about what happened yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to relationships, I can hear Principal Michael Essien from MLK Middle School in San Francisco talking to me right now. Like, it's all about relationships. It's all about building relational trust. And the way that he mentored me is like, because he was talking about building trust with students and building trust with adults, like your colleagues. He was like, it's not like it's not like a training that you do for 3 or 4 days and then you get a certificate and it's done. Like, nah, bro. Like, it's an everyday thing. It's you have to show up and you have to be willing to put in the work when it comes to your relationships, and just be ready for whatever happens. But the most important thing is be present in the moment, because that's how you actually build relational trust. That's how you actually build positive, long-lasting, fruitful relationships, is when you stop trying to get to a destination, when you just really relish in the journey, bro. Because it don't end, you know what I mean? Like, you can have a friend for 20 years and you've been loyal to that person for 20 years, and then they do something that's backstabbing. And I don't want to go negative, but I'm just saying, like, the point of it is, it's really just about the now. You know what I'm saying? It's like Eckhart Tolle's book, man. That thing changed my life, man. His book, The Power of Now, it's about the moment. It's not about what happened before or what you
Right.
think is
So
going to happen.
again, so if it's always about right now, why are we so concerned about the past, bruh? Like, why is everybody,
But
yo,
who's
what you
we though?
did, this,
Like,
this,
who
and that?
is we?
Just the,
I guess that's
just
my
the,
question.
just
You
the
keep talking about
general.
we, but who is that?
General is we. Yeah, general. I feel like people are always pressing you because they always say, whenever you in an argument, hey man, well you did, last week, yesterday when you did, man, well 15 years ago, well 10 years ago, well last week, man, we are like, dog, we right now, like what, we gotta do this right now, like we
Hey,
always
like I
going
tell
into the
my
past.
Hey, like I tell my wife, bro, that's when somebody else has those challenges or issues and they
Let them
verbalize
breathe.
that to you,
Let them live on their own,
but the
man.
thing is, it's like it's not even my business. That's their journey. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't affect me unless
Okay,
I
let me turn it up.
allow it to
I'm
affect
gonna turn it up. This your child now.
me. Well, I don't have a child yet.
Now no. So now how we now you go turn the child loose and say, hey man, like yeah, you gotta figure some things out on your own, like, or you can say, you know what, let me just keep trying to get this knucklehead through the thing, cause they seem
But
like they
see,
ain't getting it.
that's why. Okay, I see what you're saying, right? Because you're giving the hypotheticals, but and I told her this when we first started dating. It's like I don't really do good with hypotheticals because it's just like I don't really have any information. Like I need evidence. I need to observe something. I need to
Need
hear
it in real
somebody say
time.
something. I need exactly. I need that. Like the hypotheticals to me, it does. It just doesn't compute because it almost feels like I'm wasting time on something because it ain't real anyway. You feel me? Like I need that real, and then we can talk about it. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
100%, man. 100%.
Yeah, because otherwise you could just like spiral and think about what could be, what should be, or whatever. Like, nah,
Well,
man, I need.
I call that the first 48. More known to the world is probably called an opinion. You know what I'm saying? So that's just all what we be given
It's
because
all
we ain't
good,
living
and I'm
no.
not, you know what I'm saying? I don't judge nobody. I'm just saying for me, like
Oh yeah, definitely.
I want
That's how
that
you roll.
real.
Yeah, I got you. I ain't, hey, I'm in agreement with you. I ain't knocking.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
but comes nothing at all but doing it. That's why I'm doing this podcast right now. The I Just Think Different podcast. Here with y'all, man, live and direct. Um, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, man.
Happy
I just
Monday,
can't.
brother.
Hey, we going into a new day. It's already Tuesday. Going on from Monday to a Tuesday. That's 2 times. That's 2 sides, you know. So I appreciate y'all being here with me. I appreciate y'all listening later on. But right now, me and Harold just talking about relationships, just breaking things down, man. Anytime you ever want to hear anything on I Just Think Different podcast, you can drop a line in the comments or you can hit the email directly. So that's that, man.
I'm just getting some. I'm just getting
Get
some
some
good
feed.
news.
You get the dudes.
I'm
Oh,
getting
you
some
got.
good news.
Oh, you pregnant, man? That's the news. We did. Got here. Heard it here first, man. Heard it here first, Harold. Yeah. No.
No, no, no,
Oh,
no. I think my
damn.
pocket's finna be pregnant
Oh.
though. Hello.
Hey, man, we got you for that, then, man. Yeah.
Let me stop. Let me
Getting
stop.
that bread, man. Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know these analogies that people use, right? Like bringing something to the table. Um, and then Ye even said, you know, I bring something to the table when I'm the table. At that same concept is what we were talking about earlier. Is don't nobody want to help nobody that ain't helping themselves. Like, how can you just come around here and you just have nothing for me? And I'm saying, if that person don't have nothing for you at that time, where is your patience built to say, you know what, I know that they're going to be available later, and I know that they're going to have something for me later. I still feel like if I can't get nothing out of you right now, then what we talking about, dog? Like, why are we had this conversation? Then you see that same person 5 years later, you like, dang, I did run into him at that. And then it's like that book. You read it a couple years later and it worked out at that time. Maybe at that
Mhm.
present time, it wasn't the time for us to do what we doing, bro. Like, but maybe that was the introduction, the seed planted to say, boom, oh, the intro to this person, you're gonna see them later on. That book, boom, here
Oh,
you
you know
go.
what? Oh, before we forget, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to cut you off, brother, but I was thinking about this man for like the past 2 weeks, and I've been trying to find the right entry point to tell this story. So, my first year teaching at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Academic Middle School in San Francisco, my first year teaching, there was a brother there. I believe he was from Tennessee. His name was Mr. Walker, right? Older brother. My first year teaching was his last year teaching. He was retiring. This brother was deep, okay? He had lessons on the JFK assassination. He had lessons with his students. He taught seventh grade. He had lessons with seventh grade history. about the Black Panthers. Sometimes I used to just come in his class and just observe. You feel me? So I could learn. Um, I remember one day I came to him during a break period. So he didn't have a class and I didn't have a class. And I was low, brother. I was low because there were certain of it was a couple of my kings who I was really worried about. Like I was worried about them going to the streets. I was worried about them going to jail or worse. You feel me? And I just asked Mr. Walker, I was like, hey, I don't think I'm, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I just feel like I'm not getting through to the Kings. Like I feel like I'm failing them. And I had a moment, man, where I just let it all out and he just listened to me. And when I was done, he was like, young man, and he gave me a really good compliment. He was like, what you doing is something that I have not seen since I've been here. You're doing something really special. Don't you ever doubt it. He was like, look, the point of what you're doing is to lay tracks, to lay a foundation for these young men's futures. The point is that you may not even see the change that you wish to see. It might not happen for 2, 3, 4 years. He said, look, this is middle school, sixth, seventh, eighth grade. He said, all of our students are in transit. We ain't going to have them forever. So the point is to lay tracks. And he told me that the greatest joy of his life as a teacher was seeing his former students all grown up 5, 10, 15 years later, catch them on BART or whatever. You feel me? And they with their wife and child or whatever, like, oh my God, Mr. Walker, is that you? And like, man, that lesson you did on changed my life. Like he was just like, you're just laying tracks. You got to recognize, and this is what made me remember this is what you just said. You're planting a seed. A farmer may plant a seed, never see that seed grow into fruition, but the point is to plant the seed and have faith that it's going to grow and that the work that you put in is going to bear fruit. And so Mr. Walker taught me that. And I don't know where he is right now, but I love that brother. He really, really, like, I was having a moment and he got me back on track. You feel me? Um, but that's what it's about, man. It's like, anyways, that's just part of my philosophy on education. But that's what it is, man. Plant the seed for me. I plant the seed with anything. Could be a relationship, could be education, it could be anything, social justice. I do my part and then I walk away and I have faith that whatever I did is going to contribute to the overall goal of us being in a position as a community where things are more equitable, things are more fair, things are more just. And that's it. I can't worry about all the other stuff because it's not in my control anyway. You understand what I'm saying?
Definitely understand, man. I also understand that you got to plant that seed, and that's a very intricate part of the whole system. Is the the faith seed has to be planted because without that, there is no foundation of anything. You just free
Mhm.
ball in the ground.
So what you heard? I ain't see you pull up, man.
Yo,
Was that me or is that you?
that was you.
Oh, my fault. Let me go ahead. Snap. Let me get up out of here real quick. Yeah, man. You know
I'm
what
like,
it
what
is.
was going on? I mean, I'm like, did the call go through? You know what I mean? Thought the call was going through on
Yeah,
the
that's
joint.
that's my bad. My bad. My bad. Yeah, man. Oh snap. I'm getting it. Hold up.
Yeah, man, but it's definitely planting the seed, man. Definitely want to plant the seed because planting the seed
Oh,
allows you to
5 minutes,
have
my brother. Cinco
have
minutos, mi hermano.
got you. Planting the seed definitely has that fruit bearer attached to it because when you have that and you root it correctly, then you will be bearing fruit and it will be shown. It is nothing that you're going to have to say. It will be
Mhm.
everything that you are the embodiment of. You see what I'm saying? Like you would be the true light. People will know and understand. It wouldn't be nothing fictitious about it,
Mhm.
and you wouldn't have to question it. Like people know real authenticity, and that's really what we want as humans initially, we want people to be real, man. Don't be fake with me, bro. Just be, you know what I'm saying? They tell you be you, but while you being you, it's some things about you you kind of gotta be a little bit knowledgeable about.
But
We
see,
tell you, baby, you can't assume, but I
but
feel
that's
that's
the
the
other thing,
energy.
though, brother. It's like if somebody wants to be fake with you, like let them be fake. Like, what does it matter? You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with somebody being fake. In fact, I'm really cool with somebody being fake because that means that I know where they stand and I ain't got to put no more effort and energy into them. Like it's actually a favor. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I'm cool with it, bro. However somebody come, I'm cool with it, and I'm a adapt and I'm a adjust in terms of the situation. Like I don't allow, I don't allow who somebody else is to affect me and my personal happiness and like my mission. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
that sound like me all the way.
I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Oh, I
You
agree.
do you, and I'm
I,
gonna do
I
me, bro.
agree.
Like I
Oh
don't, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like, nah, man. You
Yeah,
know, they
man.
can be fake. That's cool. What's that got to do with me? Nothing.
Key element, man. Like I said, the world is gonna happen. The world's gonna do what the world's gonna do. What you can't do is
Hmm.
prevent that. But what you can do is show the world what you want to do to it. So you got the choice to react or not, which means those are your actions are gonna come out of that situation or not.
Hmm.
And you got the ball in your court in that situation. Though a ball may come into your yard, doesn't necessarily mean you got to kick it, play with it, or touch it.
Right. Yeah. Now that what you just said a few seconds ago, that kind of reminds me of something that President Obama said at the Howard University commencement speech. I think it was 2015. He was telling a story his grandmother used to say to him. Whenever a fool opens their mouth, they're just advertising their own ignorance. So let them talk, because they really just telling on themselves. Because if you don't allow that fool to talk, then you just then they're able to proclaim that they're a victim because you wouldn't let them talk. So every time a fool talks, based on what Brother Barack said, I just let them talk because they dig in their own grave verbally. I ain't got nothing to do with me. Go ahead, keep talking. You know what I'm saying? Keep talking. I'm gonna just sit here and I'm laughing. I got some popcorn. I'm
Now,
just
while you
watching
doing
this.
that, are there trigger words in there that will make you jump out of character? Is the question.
Who me?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
No.
it's some in there. You gotta examine
No.
that one.
No.
Ain't nothing in there that word that flying there and what you about to it's
Sticks
all
and stones,
physical
brother.
action to you. It's all
Brother.
physical action.
Sticks and stones,
Yeah.
brother. We learned that when we was in preschool, bro. I don't care what nobody say.
Oh, we more
I
alike
care
than I
what I
thought.
care what people do. If somebody try to put their hands on me, if somebody talking about threatening my life or my loved ones, my kinfolk, that's different. But whatever somebody say, it's freedom of speech, bro. I really believe in that. Say whatever you want to say, but if you from where I'm from, you can say whatever you want to say, but the words that come out your mouth might come with consequences. And where I'm from, we know that. So we tread lightly verbally. You understand me? I don't care what nobody say. But if somebody try to get physical, then that's a different story, bro.
Mhm. So you standing on all of that. That's how it is from the Bay, man.
We big stepping like Stunner Man and then from the town. Big stepping. 4 5 mama, you looking like I'm bench pressing. Good weather.
Man,
Get
I
the
don't know,
butter
man.
chicken, I'm gonna get the chin chin.
Hey, maybe we get 40 on here or something, man. Look at me. Man, get the whole Bay. And we go get whole PA on here, man. I'm gonna go to Pittsburgh, find Wiz and them, man. I'm gonna go find Meek them over in Philly at Bees, man. Find whoever in
Nah,
Allentown and the
they busy.
local in
They
Harrisburg.
busy.
Hey,
They
man,
busy, man. They ain't got time
we
for
go
all this.
stand on the borders and just stand there, man, and do the salute, man. No, but that's real good, man. So you got anything else, man? I
Nah,
think we
brother,
covered
man,
that.
it's good to chop it up with you. Let's talk offline, man. I got a couple of ideas, you know what I mean, for this, and I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings to you and wifey. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad y'all had a good day, man. And I'll talk to you soon, man. I'm gonna hit you up offline.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Salute to you, King.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, man. So, shout out to everybody that checked in on the live tonight, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out Noble. Shout out Justin, man. Shout out me, baby. Shout out Trav, A1 fam. And shout out to everybody that's going to listen to this now, later, and forever whenever you find time. I really do appreciate you taking the time because you don't have to at all. You don't owe me anything. You don't owe me any favors. But what I do want to do is give you guys something every week to let you know that if it's something that you want to do in your life, that you have the ability to do it. You don't have to sit here and handicap yourself or your talent from the world. If you feel in your heart that you got something that you want to get out for the world, then by all means go out there and get that out, and let the I Just Think Different podcast be an example that you can come on here and do whatever you want, even if you don't have anything at all and you got a good camera, bad camera, no camera, mic, no mic. If it's what you want to do, then make sure you go ahead and you make that happen, because you are only handicapping yourself. And as you will see, the more that work that you put in, people will support what you have going on, but they can't support anything that you haven't put your own work and foot into. Once they see that, then they'll be willing to come over and help you or assist you in ways that they be able to, if they can. Nobody can guarantee you anything, but if someone can point you in the right direction, I'm sure that they'll be more than willing to do that. But if not, you got James, man, over here at the I Just Think Different podcast, man. We'll find a way to try to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I try to do, man. I try to think different. I try to give you something different every week. Now in 22, before I gave you different topics of hearing some things that you might have not heard. Next month is Black History Month, man. It's also the second month in the year, so we have 11 more counting down after that. So next month, I'm going to try to give you a whole new look and a whole new separate thing. Like each month in each show, I'm going to try to add something different, just so you can see that, and just so you can be a part of that, to know like, wow, I can do anything. Yes, you can. You listening can do anything that God blesses you to do, and you can do anything when you was blessed to wake up and have another 24 hours in a day. You can spend 24 hours complaining, or you can spend 24 hours working. You can spend 24 hours being negative, or you can spend 24 hours being positive. All those choices are yours. I just try to give you an outlet in more ways to be more positive than negative, because being positive only helps you, and it helps everyone around you. And if you can put people in their best light, and everybody can feed off of that, because check it out, people feeding off of you the source, you the light, right? You the beam, and everybody suck your energy and asking you, begging you for things, spider webbing you, and you like, man, I just need some time, I just need to be away, when everybody's activated and operating in the room, and they all know that they are important, right? Everybody's a teammate. We all are teammates, man. We a teammate for everybody, man. I tell people all the time, in this world, everybody has a canvas. Everybody has a blank canvas. You have a canvas. I have a canvas. What art piece do you want the world to see? You have that option. Only you. Because you're the creator of the art. So what do you want the world to see? So you give the world that in your perspective, because there's no right or wrong, but there is a right or wrong way how you should treat human beings, right? And we always want to do right to them. Unfortunately, it's a lot of bad that happens sometimes, but we can't worry and focus on that. We gotta worry never and focus on being more positive in the game. So y'all know what time it is. It's James with the I Just Think Different podcast, man. This is episode 17. Earlier I said 16. Didn't know I had 16 already. Wasn't paying attention. That's my fault. Mistakes and everything right here, man. Episode 17. Give you relationship talk. Episode 18, man. Y'all tell me what y'all want to hear, man. I might put that together for you. I might just come on here and talk and give another interview. Either or. Make sure you have a nice positive week, man. Shout out Els in the building, man. Yo, going live with Els tomorrow, man. So y'all can tune into that over there on Els channel, Els 810 channel, man. We here, we in the building. I Just Think Different Podcast. I appreciate everybody coming out, coming to hang out with me, even though you ain't have to. You ain't have to do none of that, but you did. So I appreciate you. I also want to say, in this week, man, do something positive for somebody and make a difference and change in somebody's life. If you haven't done that, you got a chance to do it tomorrow. If you got an argument with somebody that's close to you, when you wake up, let that go. Because we got a chance to make it right. So we gonna use that 24 hours to make it right. Because that's what we do here on the I Just Think Different podcast, man. We try to make things right, even if we don't really know how to explain that. But if you sit here and just listen for a bit, some things might make sense, or they might not. But at least it's an effort there to try to get that out. I don't have all the answers, man. I'm just here trying to be the light that God made me to be. I'm James, man.